that. All right. How you guys doing out there? So, all right. So I have a save file with this game called Blasphemous. Big ups to the creators of this game. You guys really took some time out to create the story for it. Um, this is my third attempt. Um, I didn't beat it the first time. This save file that I have up here is a file that I stopped in, you know, my progress. As you can see, I had 75.5% of the map complete. I dedicated 32 hours and 41 minutes to it. Um, and I could continue and possibly just beat it because I was very close to the end. But I stopped because I realized that I did certain things that could possibly set me back as far as seeing what the game's like. But this is the intro. Enjoy.
Because it is my guilt, I claim you, grievous miracle. Make my chest hurt with regret. Forge your punishment and nail it deep. Shake my guilt once again.
And thus, guilt, repentance, mourning, and every pain of the soul of all kind were visibly and tangibly manifested everywhere and in all of us. Sometimes in the form of blessing and grace, sometime in the form of punishment and corruption. That divine will, equally pious and cruel, which we could not and will never be able to unravel, was called the miracle.
Alright, so here we are. Obviously, I have the sword. This lady, she had some sins. At the beginning of the game, they kind of just tell you how to go about using the potions and this blood, sacred blood, to help you heal yourself. Um, Basically, as you can see, this nun, or whoever she was trying to cast a miracle, I guess to clean the sins of the world, if you will. And the little stone statue that she had actually turned into a sword, and that sword pierced her heart, and that sword is what I'm using right now. So you guys just give me a second. I'm going to be advertising this in Mega Game Battles group. Again, that's Mega Game Battles. You can find us on Facebook. There's a group, and there's also a page. Join both and support. We're actually looking for more gamers to actually post up their stuff in the group to for expansion. So it'll be great to actually have you guys join and just post your stuff in there. You know, it's all love. Alright, I'm almost done here, so I'm just going to paste this here. And Um, yeah. 1 second. Hold on, guys. You can just, fast forward through this if you're watching this later on. I'm just posting it up in the group. Again, Mega Game Battles or MGB. It's the channel on Facebook. You can find this. All right. And if you're watching this from Facebook, you can find this on YouTube at Mega Game Battles as well to watch other different live gameplays of the game, you know, such as Final Fantasy and other games like of that sort. So, sorry, now I'm just kind of posting this up. Oops. Okay. All right. I am publishing it now. So I guess now we can begin. Alright, so it's your boy Chocolatenova, and thanks for tuning in, whenever you do tune in. Um, so this game has captured my attention, and I'm trying to see it through. I stopped about 75 to 80% way to the end, just so that I can actually thing. Alright, so these are, I don't know, you want to call them Peri or Priory, Deu, I don't know, it's kind of Latin. Just stop there and kind of save. So we're just going to go ahead and just kind of save real quick. If you're interested in getting the game for yourself, it's a cheap game. Came out last year. It's 2D. It has the whole, I didn't know that these were breakable. It has the whole, I guess if you guys ever played Castlevania Symphony of the Night, kind of gameplay to it. And I'm about to face this. Oops. Got me, girl. Got me, girl. Oh. Okay, so warden. Ooh, you still got me, huh? Good for you. Oh, man. Hey. Yeah. Requiem Aeternum. Okay. Takes off his helmet. Takes the blood of the wound. Fills up his cup. His hat. And puts it back on the head. Why? I don't know. But as you know, there's always power in blood. You know. Very powerful messages in this game, I might add. I don't know why this being is here, killing and beating on these things, but I woke up here to fight it, and as you can see, it has a mask of its own as well, and it's the size of it is huge. It's big, you know. I can't enter here yet. I gotta get a key for that. Upon playing the first time, my other file. Okay, here's another thing. I'm gonna let you guys read.
Regretful be the heart, penitent one. The anguish of the eldest brother has now come to an end.
Wish of the eldest brother. has now come to an end. So that must have been what I just did. I just beat up the eldest brother. Okay? Regretful be the heart. Penitent one is me. The anguish of the eldest brother has now come to an end. So the eldest brother was basically bashing and beating anybody from actually coming out of that place. And it saw me rise up, and as you can see, I made it out.
I am Deo Gracias, witness to and narrator of the acts of the grievous miracle. Such is my penance, as yours is silence.
So, he is a witness in the narrative to the acts of the grievous miracle. The grievous miracle was what you witnessed with the woman stabbing herself, not knowing she was going to stab herself in the heart, but it turned to a sword, which I'm using. I don't know if that is what started this whole thing. I'm still trying to figure out the story as I go along. But he is bound to basically witness and narrate the acts of everything that's going on and possibly write them down. I guess they're already written down, but he has to just speak from what's coming from that paper which he's holding. That's his penance, as mine is silence.
The cradle of affliction is what you seek. This can be found in the mother of mothers of the churches. It is a remote place separated from the rest of these lands by a great sacred and forbidden door.
Okay, it is a remote place separated from the rest of these lands by a sacred and forbidden door.
Even a wise penitent like me knows nothing of what lies beyond those high walls. However, what I do know is that, according to the rule, one must carry out the 3 humiliations to gain access to what they guard.
Okay,
One of them must be performed in the high mountains, covered in thick blankets of snow and ice. Another in the depths of a dark, entombed church where the sleeper lies. And the last one at the end of the trail, carved by moans that claw their way out of an iron spiral, in the bowels of the bell named Hondo that grows into the earth.
Okay, and the last one at the end of the trial, carved by moans that claw. Oh, wait a minute. At the end of the
Take this thorn and place it on the handle of your sword. If, when the time comes, as you grip your weapon firmly, you notice that it wounds you and makes you bleed, having grown, with more thorns sprouting from it, writhing over the figure of the Father carved into the knob.
What? Writhing over the figure of the Father carved into the nude.
That will mean that you are at the mercy of the grievous miracle. whether for its punishment or its forgiveness.
All right.
Even a wise penitent like me knows nothing of what lies beyond those high walls. However, what I do know is that, according to the rule, one must carry out the 3 humiliations to gain access to what they guard. Sorrowful be the heart, penitent one.
Right. So, for those who play games like Dark Souls, you realize in your mission when you come across them, certain players and certain things, they have their own quest lines and things like that. Okay, that's just to learn blocks, so I can just select an attack. Yeah, so the story has to be done in a certain way so that you can continue to move on throughout the game. And I feel like there were certain things that I may have been missing or may not have done correctly. So I wanted to actually start all over and do these things in the right fashion, so I would not have to worry about any of it really. So sorry about that. Hold on. Okay. So back what I was saying. If you don't do certain things correctly, what happens in the game is that you miss out on things that could potentially help you later on in the game, or just make it a little bit more easy, or just simply add on to the storyline if done in a in a certain way per se. And all I'm really just trying to do is, okay, children of moonlight. Okay, you'll find them caged all over Custodia. You can release them with any technique at your disposal. So, okay, I'm just trying to get through this part. So I saw that there were certain parts of the game that I wanted to complete, and therefore
there is no answer to our plea. The miracle has forsaken us, and my ornate throne turns its back on those who await here.
Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so I get my map, and here we are at the next checkpoint, or save point, if you will. Like, you're gonna see me come back to this point right here. And by the way, for those who play the game, you know, not a spoiler, but this lady right here is kind of a hint. I don't know if the creators had that in mind.
Be the heart, penitent one. Welcome to Albero, sanctuary to this humble brotherhood of the Kisses of Wounds.
The Kisses of Wounds. Apparently there was never mind.
Few remain here who can still employ it, but Tirso is my name. There are few of us who still care for the sick and ailing. With devout kisses, we bless the wounds of those who seek our protection. Thus both we and they remain at the mercy of the miracle. Time outside these walls passes by strangely. In sundowns, we need not contemplate. But if your penance happens to carry you under said skies, be so kind as to bring us some ingredients for our ointments. The will in the miracle shall show you which ones they are.
Why, thank you. So, I'll go down here and activate something. So, as you can see throughout the game, the miracle. Oh, hold on, another cutscene.
Penitent one, you who carry the painful guilt in your cracked hands. Lend it to us and alleviate our burden. Lend it to us and wipe away our tears. Because it is an act of penitence.
Ascended. Yep, so they just basically help me get stronger, so I go on it like that. Basically the menu comes out, let me know that I can use my points for certain things. I don't necessarily use that. I would probably use that above all else against what I'm about to face. I'm not supposed to know about that part right there, but let's get it. Okay. Alright, so I got that. I'm gonna go out here for a minute. Anyway, so I started this game, and again, if there's anybody out there who play games like Dark Souls and such, you will find this game to be somewhat of a similarity. You die there, you leave sins behind. You might want to go back and pick that up again. But the difference is that the more you die and you don't go back and pick up your sins, it kind of works against you. So you would want to go back and actually pick up your sins. Or you can pay one of the little statue things to actually get it back or bring it back.
Thou hast called upon the winch of the Order of the True Shrine.
Thou hast called upon the winch of the Order of the True Shrine.
In this place, we gather the remains of those who were separated and forgotten, so we can grant them holy burial, as our charitable rule prescribeth.
So give people a proper burial. Okay.
Help us these poor souls. O penitent one in silence, the Order blesses you.
Indeed. So now I could go that way around and stuff like that, which I want to. I kind of just want to get certain things first and get them out the way before I carry on and move forward. So, and there's a way for me to go and get those things first, so I intend to. I ain't supposed to go through it first. I'm supposed to actually go through this part first. I'm not gonna go in there yet. Put things on the wall. So I'm just basically going back to kind of, as they say, do it right. You know, I'm gonna go all down here so I can make it back over this part right here. I don't want to go too far, because if I go too far in a certain direction, I might end up going somewhere and doing something before time. And that's kind of happened. So I obviously gotta go around the other way to unlock that door, you know? So obviously I can't go through there yet, which is fine, because I have intentions on going elsewhere. Now I can go somewhere else to get something, but I'm not gonna go there yet. Again, I learned in this game, you know, there are certain things that, you know, have order, and if you do those things first, you know, it'll enable you to have certain things first. So we'll just kind of just go with the flow in here. Poor souls. Take them out of their misery. Okay. So, I'm gonna save at this point right here. And we're gonna light it up. And yeah. French, yes, I'll take the French and I'll take that. Yep, I'll use those two. I'll use that too. Thank you. So just pop them both open. So. Okay. Okay. I mean, they were lacing my ass. The sucky part, and you know, just like Dark Souls again, once you save at a bonfire or something like that, you know, it's basically all game from there. It's like whatever you choose to do beyond that point, buddy, is on you. I wanted to go back and kind of get that part right. Wait a minute. Okay. Here. All right. Hey. So. Tortured souls. Yes, this deals with the church. Yes, it deals with people making amends for their acts against Okay, buddy. Oh no! Wow, buddy. You got some nerve. Oh, you almost got me there, buddy. Okay. Okay. You made me waste too much of mine. Now he's out. So I got the whatever protection. I didn't even get to read it properly. Anyway, so this thing takes offerings, and I don't have anything to offer it. If you have little knowledge, some or little knowledge of churches and the Bible and things of that nature, you will find this game to somewhat have been intriguing. Some things do revolve around things in the Bible, such as trees and their purpose.
O penitent one, we traverse strange roads under the same firmament, with nigh of a trade, nigh of a name.
Nigh of the nigh. Alright, so
My name is Redento, barefoot pilgrim of the Order of the Genuflectors.
genuflectors.
Prithee, taketh nigh affront in my not looking at thy visage, for we at each moment lean forth, so as not to divert our eyes from the path. Such is our old precept.
Okay. So everybody is basically penitent. And look, he called him Prithee. Prithee is, the first time I heard the word Prithee was in Dark Souls. And that's another reason why I kind of gravitated towards this game, because it has something to do with the churches and the hierarchy.
We are before Hondo, a great buried bell, erected upside down so that its ringing would make the earth tremble and reach distant lands. Now Hondo resoundeth in a deep triune moan that travelleth in echoes through its broad spiraling circles. My feet wish to cross to the other side of this ancient valley, to move on to the next destination. Oh, my sins! Who could help me?
No one. Whoa. Oh, shit. Well, first things we're gonna have to do is take care of this lady over here. And she's ringing the bell. The bells have significance to these people. And they're all in the church. Okay, so now I got that elevator going. We are going to no, look, people in the church trying to whip me. And all throughout the game, you're gonna find all these different types of body parts in the game. I'm not really sure where the games exactly come from. I mean, why the What's the significance of the bones? I knew I was gonna miss that jump, but I still took a leap. Shit. What are you doing, buddy? Have some respect. Games like Castlevania that deal with the churches and whatnot, you know, those type of games, they capture my eye because there's mystery there, you know. Other people are okay with blind faith, and so am I. I mean, you want to have a certain level of faith in yourself and what you do, and maybe even in the faith, for that matter. But when it came down to this type of game, dealing with the faith, I was just so like taken by the storyline, because it deals with the faith of people in the church. It deals with what they believe in, you know, and how it affects the heart and the minds of individuals. This game heavily touches upon those things. And you know, like I tell people, you know, I play action games too, but RPGs seem to be games with a little bit more substance rather than just the whole action and stuff like that. And you know, I like books because books have information, vital information, like, you know, information that people can actually use for the betterment of themselves. And this game, I'm not saying it's used for the betterment of oneself, but it's not just some run around hack and slash. You know, it's a level of consciousness that's there, that's being played with. And if you keep your eyes and ears open in certain games, you know, sometimes you'll get a new perspective on things. You know, you'll see things a little bit different. Open your eyes a little bit more to what may or may not be. Like, oh, he's just talking gibberish. Okay, no, I'm not. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm saying. You know. So, you know, I don't just pick up games and just go. There has to be something about it that makes me yeah. The games have to have significance again. So, bong. Chips and salsa, chips and salsa, chips and salsa. Okay. Boom. Let me turn around. As you can see. Doesn't look like I'm a beginner at the game. And no, I'm not. Certain things need to be done first. According to Make. This game work. And I gotta do certain things first. That's the second baby Jesus I already picked up. I call them baby Jesus because they're the only things that come close to depiction that we see and use in this world. So, if I don't hit this switch, we're gonna get this part going. By the way, you know, this ain't some Mega Man game. Not Mega Man, I should say. This isn't some game where, you know, hey, where, you know, you hit the spikes and then you got a chance to kind of just jump back up. No, you hit the spikes, you know, you're starting all over at your last save point, wherever that was. So imagine if you're all the way at one other part of the stage and you gotta come all the way back. You know? So for any of you who are gonna play this for the first time, just bear that in mind. That's why I said it's a lot like Dark Souls. Okay? Alright, so little modifications you can do. I can't equip it right now. I'll be at a certain I have to be at like a save point. I can upgrade my blade and stuff like that, but you know, I've gotten far in this game without even using most of the stuff that I unlocked besides the combos. The combos is probably the only thing that has a level of an advantage due to the type of damage. Oh Lord! As I was saying. So I slid too fast on that one. I should have stood on the wall. But guess what? All the way up to, all the way over here. Now, when you die, you start to accumulate this thing called guilt. And you gotta go back and get your guilt. You know, as you can see, that little symbol right there. So, I've already... No, whipping me. I've already unlocked the shortcut, which is great. You know, so all I gotta do is just come right through here and make my way down. Again. This, you know, the sucky part about it is that, you know, have to go all the way to that part again where the challenge, where it was challenging. Reclaim Oh, hey. No, you don't. So in light of it all, I could go down. But I don't want to. Grow up. Now, give me a second here, folks. My phone just died. You know, our phone is somewhat essential for our livelihood. Some might think or say, but the reality of it is that it's not. It's not. It's not. You motherfucker. It seems pretty simple, right? Trust and believe when I tell you. It ain't as simple as it looks. You can trust and believe that. Now, the chain, I was supposed to break that thing over there so that way the bell can somewhat be free. And then I can ring the bell and then fall through the floor. However, because of my knowledge of the things I've been through in the game of unlocking certain things or whatever, I kind of want to just see what would happen if I just didn't toll that bell yet. That individual that you see me talk to, in the game, oh man, I gotta traverse all this shit again, man. This shit is not nice. So it's best to wait until it actually comes back and then I fall down. Which is initially what I was supposed to do, but because I was rushing, because I played it before, I got my ass knocked off. So I recovered my guilt. And I'm telling you, okay, you play this game, like Dark Souls, there'll be times, and there are times when you need your guilt. And you kinda gonna wish that you didn't die, or you're gonna wish that you had something else. Like right now, I'm not gonna hit that. I'm not gonna break that bell part. That's also needed. I want to see how far the storyline goes as far as dealing with this this thing. So right now, I got my guilt back. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go around and I'm going to try to collect things that I need, like that thing down there that old lady's holding on to. Well, she's not holding on to it, but she's there with it. And so I'm trying to keep a person like me out of the way. which happened in Dark Souls as well. You know, they try to they're trying to keep the dead from raising, from coming up, to keep the fire going. People want rest for their souls, and the curse is keeping them alive, thus having the undead. So right now, it's gonna be annoying having to come back through these parts because I'm gonna have to defeat these enemies again, but they're not gonna be that bad, because I already know how to go about beating them and moving through, and I've already opened up most of the shortcuts, so that kind of enables me to move a little bit faster through this the next time I come back through here. I don't want to necessarily take out those, remove the bells yet, so as you can see in the back, there's 2 chains, and when I destroy the statue holding the chains, they release the bell from being hung upside down. This bell is, as the old man implied, is causing tremors on the earth. And this place which is very much like this church, which is very much like or I don't know if I can necessarily call it a church, to be honest. Like, let's take a look. So this is called Hondo, which is next to the Brotherhood of the Silent Sorrow, and under what they call the Holy Line, after the Mountains of the Endless Dusk. So under here is where the bell is at. Soon you'll be able to see a better map of exactly where we are now. This part right here was a bit of a challenge for me last time I came through, so we're gonna try our best to move through this with a little bit of caution. Cause I'm telling you right now, homie don't play that. No, no, no. See what he's trying to do? Dirty motherfucker. Oh no. Oh no. They're all dirty. They're all dirty. 3730s. But I'm gonna go ahead and go up this thing right here. No! Wow, man. Okay. Okay. I understand. Oh. Alright. Yeah. Now, one of the things about this game that I found to be so annoying is that recovery time and being hit again after already dealing with something. I mean, it's like you basically have no recovery time whatsoever. You know? And that sucks, because it's like from the time you get up, if they're already swinging at you, there is no blocking. You know, it's just, you're just gonna get slaughtered, and that's the bad part. Like, they make it, well, it's extra dramatic with how you get hurt and how you die in this game. And what I mean by dramatic is, you know, the whole falling back and whatnot. You like, come on, man. Come on, you need some recovery time. You know, you need to be able to bounce back somewhat. You know. Like, they can't have the full advantage like that, bruh. Come on. You know? But we make it through. Holy crap. And that's the sucky part. You know? Naturally, if you don't want to deal with certain things when you come back, you can kill them as long as you don't hit a certain save point, and you will be able to walk through that part without having to deal with those enemies again. That's the only good part about this game. Again, like Dark Souls, you don't hit a save point, you know, the enemies don't they don't come back. They'll remain dead where they are. Okay? So, as you can see, I had to go back around to this part because you dirtbag. Oh no. Fucking bird, y'all. See? Here he comes. Nah, nah. Just jump over you, these guys. So I'm accumulating a lot of tears as I move along. Oh, you know what sucks? I really didn't have to go through this part. Oh my god. I'm sorry. So yeah, this statue is what I would have to destroy according to get that bell to move. So that way I can move to the lower region to where it's at. To where whatever I'm trying to deal with is at. But we're not dealing with that right now. I remember. Or they cross over here. They're like, oh my god, the bell, the bell. And the other guys on the floor like, I can't take it. Anyway. So, this dude right here, man, wanna be throwing frisbees. Bladed frisbees. And this guy under me, would you move already? You know, see, that's the parts of the game that kill me, man. It's like, come on, man. How are you guys so precise with the roll, man? You know? Come on. Get out of here with that, man. This is why that thing has to die. This is why it has to die. Because if I don't kill it, I'm gonna have to face it when I come back up, and I don't want to face it. I just want to just have a smooth transition from one area to the next, and this is where the problem is. Now go. These guys aren't even. Oh no, right from behind while I'm chopping him up, yo. And the creators knew exactly what they were doing. Get out of here. It really isn't fair, to be honest with you guys. See, I just hit it and now I'm having a very hard time hitting it. It's like I get it out of luck, you know? So I pick this up, right? Slide right onto that. Jump down. Look, if I would have jumped off of that, and I almost landed on that one time, that would have been my ass. And then guess who's to blame? Just me. Just me, folks. Okay. So we got an old lady up there hitting on them damn things. Give her the time she needs. Alright. She just doing her job for the church. You know. Pick up something else. Oh, I got an empty bile flask, which is good. My second run through this part was better than this third one, where I am dying a little bit more. And the only reason why it's like that is because I'm anxious. I just want to hurry up and get from A to B. You know. So, pay 500 of my tears to get my bile flask filled up, and the one I just got now I'm using, and that's great. Because I just filled it up. So now I know. Now I've used that, and that's done. Moving on to the next. Now, here's where the next thing is at. And again, like I told you guys, I'm not going to be breaking that bell and moving down to the next level. I want to, but I want to run around for a little bit, and I want to see a certain part to see if there's an old man. That same old man is going to be at that part again, because, you know. Oh, dude. Just messed me up. Right? Boom. Now that door over there is open. You probably didn't have enough time to watch it open, but it was this little gate right here. Came down and then came up, so that way I was able to progress to the next part of my mission, which would be getting rid of these bells. And they're holding it up, but I really don't want to break it yet. I want to see something on my little test run that I got going on. And boy, let me see if I could. Yeah, I can reach it. Okay. Oh. Okay. Damn it. They're like laughing at me. He thought he had it. Ugh. That thing should not be hurting me. So, now that I got it moving, I kind of want to... Oh, yeah. Of course I can't reach it. Oh God! It's like I gotta begin the cranking process. Ugh. Right? There it goes. What's this? Oh, I got a rosary knot. A rosary knot. So, weird as it is, I'm gonna show you guys where exactly. Yeah, I don't like those creams no more. I think I'm gonna stick to regular salsa. Oh, I did that with so much skill. Alright. So I just want to just like that and just get it. I know I can. I got 4 baby Jesus. Now I can go down here, but there's nothing down here for me. Literally. It's just death. It's just death. Well, not death. There's something there, but I can't get it at this moment in time. So I'm just gonna kind of just move on from that part of the game. I'm gonna get ahead on over to this part. Why? Because of course I gotta hit the switch, and that switch allows that to move and enables me to have a shortcut to get to that part whenever the time does come. And those are the things that we tend to forget about, you know, because we're kind of just moving forward with the mission, you know? But right now we're gonna move up. So I got 3,000 and change. Okay, we made it to the top part, Mountain of the Endless Dusk. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the switch. This is going to start moving the palette to move back and forth from one place to the next. Now, wait, hold on. Yeah, we got 5 baby Jesuses. Alright. Now, that old man's mission to move from where he's currently at to another location, which I will have to do, but I want him to be stuck at a certain point, and I'll start moving on. Like, should I have started moving those levers, or should I have left them there? You know? So, here he is, right?
Oh, thou art the answer to my prayers. The Order thanketh thee for thine aid. It is of little use for me to remain here, go with the Father, O penitent one.
Go with the Father. No, I'm done. Alright, so he gives me the 4th toe limestone, and I start to realize throughout the game, I'm given certain items by him. Thanks for tuning in. We're playing Blasphemous. And, oh wait, hold on. Switch over to the camera. Alright. So if you just tuned in, this is Blasphemous. This is a great game. It's cheap for the PlayStation. I don't know if it's for the Switch, but if it's for the Switch, then the kids will actually have a great time doing this. I don't know if it's necessarily for them, though. It's a bit gory on a 8-bit kind of looking game. But I'm just explaining the story as we go along. So this guy's giving me like little things that I can use, such as this. You can only really sacrifice quest items to certain things, and that's where the tree is at. And the other file I have, I need to figure out what I need to bring to sacrifice to the tree over here. And I don't have any offerings to offer it. People are suffering, and they're suffering. Let's end it. Alright, stop it. Okay. Alright. So, he's gone. And I'm gonna be going. I have a feeling that this old man basically just needed to get to make it, yeah. Basically he needed to get to a certain place, which was basically the Brotherhood, where I start off at, and then of course there's a little bit more to it. But we are going to kind of go inside here so I can start chopping this guy up. Right. Still managed to hit me even though, yeah, die, sucker. Okay, so I can't get this until I actually get a double jump, or not double jump, or until I get a certain item. You guys will see what that item is later on in the game as I continue to play Blasphemous. It's a great game. It's a great game. Here we go. We reached a certain save point. I don't know if I want to rest at it though. We can kind of activate it a little bit and just keep it going. I don't think they respawn. Let's see if they respawn. If they all respawn, oh fuck me, man. Okay. Whatever. So they respawn. So what? This is gonna bring me back to the church. I would like to use what I have, and I'm pretty sure the old man got over here at this point. This was his next stage and moving through it, and I'm kind of just moving as he moves through the game as I complete my missions as far as dealing with the bell and dealing with certain things. So this is the next Mega Koopa. This is the name of the sword that I got. It ascends every time I do this, so now it's at level 2. Not really adding any points to this, which would be me using my my Tears of Sin to level up the abilities. Performing the upward slash is going to be great for me. It does a lot of damage, which I'm probably going to need. 2,000 is a lot to kind of ask for. But I know I'll get it back. But I need 5,000 for a key and for certain items that I want to buy from the old lady when I get to her. So, what kind of master I'm going to get when I get there. It doesn't really matter too much because I can level it up at any point in time. So we'll see as I move through the game. That's the good part. I don't necessarily have to be at that shrine to do the level up. It's just that it levels up every time I get to it, so that way I can move to the next level. Like right now I'm at level 2. This is level 1. I can't do this because I gotta unlock that first. That's obvious to all gamers. One thing I need to do is equip this, which I haven't yet. And I'm gonna deal with this rosary bead right now and get another additional slot to it. So, alright, this room's the portal, and this is gonna take me to another place. You get to travel around the map. Again, this is a type of layout that is like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. We kind of run around, or if you want to call it like the Metroid, a lot of people say it's Metroid kind of sketch, which it kind of is, because I think Metroid was like one of the first games that was like that. So we're gonna go ahead and give the rosary beads to her, because this is what she does. She's been stuck in here in the Brotherhood. Don't know why, but you know, I mean, if I had a choice, I'd probably let her out, you know, but it looks like she has a level of significance to them keeping her captive there. So now I got another extra slot for my bees. I'm gonna go ahead and add that. Reduces dodging cooldown. Okay, and we have one item over here, the for the Rosemary Banquet, which is for healing. If you watched the game earlier, when I started, you can always go back and watch this video again after I'm done streaming. It deals with the healers. The Brotherhood of the Kiss of Wounds, as they say. Now, this is the old man right here, so...
Bitter moments reunite us again, penitent one.
Yes, bitter moments. So we're here again. So, says reunite us again. Okay, so...
An unsurmountable wall seemeth to interpose itself between our feet and our holy destinations.
Okay.
Will there ever be a blessing that save us from this sorrow?
But of course. So, as you can see, this wall can be moved. That door I can go through, and I can go ahead and push him through. Alright, so you would basically come to this thing right here to absolve yourself of your guilt. There's something about them that I discovered in the my last save game that I'm not going to perform just yet until later in the game. However, I can go through here and traverse this and push this man to the next part of the game. And I want to, but I think at this point, being that I got him there, I think that I can now go down and deal with the problems that I initially had. First, we're gonna go back to the village before I allow this man to move on to the next part of his journey. I'm not gonna knock something down that I don't want to knock down, because I want him to stop at certain points so that way I can continue to collect all of the pieces of toes, and what it gives me is pretty nasty. But they obviously have a level of significance in the game. That item in which he gave me was the fourth toe, made of limestone, and as I continue to go through the game, he continues to give me pieces of his foot, or whoever's foot is that. So we're gonna go ahead and move on, and we made it back here. So this guy, I give him pieces. I give him things that he can use to heal these people, and he gives me more tears. So I'm gonna give him the rosemary.
Merciful be, penitent one. With your contribution, the work of this brotherhood carries on.
He gave me the linen cloth. In a minute. Okay. Now, I have something else for him, which is the Boutique of Dime. No, I'm not going to give it to him. Now, normally I'd read him. It says a bunch of aromatic herbs common in the past amidst the cliffs of the bronze border. Today, however, their scarcity or whatever makes them increasingly valuable, especially for those who discern their healing abilities. And of course, there's a lore. It wasn't long before more people came to us afflicted by that terrible unknown suffering, while families, the old, the young, and even the newborn, were brothers of the congregation, were able to cope, and our cares was not working, nor were our ointments, nor were our consistent prayers. We are lost, submerged in the darkness of uncertainty. So, I mean, something happened to the people. The first thing this guy gives is a cloth. And this cloth, just so happens, says a useless rag that seems to slightly vibrate at times, emitting an unintelligible buzz. The affliction sometimes leaves the mark on mundane-looking objects, unable to reveal the miracle under its mantle of corruption. Lord, Fribble as he was, he hardly noticed that the someone has sat down next to him. A gentle hand made a hold on, guys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So I'm back. So, a gentle hand patted a white cloth on his forehead. It was a fabric of the utmost softness, which allowed light through it as if it was a sheet of paper, and was soaking its feverish sweat and providing such relief that he could not help but fall asleep. When the cloth was soaked, the nun got up and handed it to the Mother Superior, adding, "With this, we will be able to have his confessions." So, I was doing a little bit of research because games like this, they kind of talk in old and like poetically. And remember what I had said, if you started watching this in the beginning, or if you were watching this from the beginning, this lady right here was kind of a hint towards being able to actually access this fountain right here, because when you walk by it, it didn't have this triangle symbol for you to actually engage it. And I just got a white linen cloth, which is something similar to what she's doing there. She could just be washing clothes, but no. So let's just go ahead and get into it. And as you can see in the fountain up here, it's a man being taken care of. Somebody's washing their feet or something like that. Okay. So now we get to this part. And here, as you can see, it's a man who is being taken care of by people. They seem to be washing his feet. They revere him as something greater. So let's get into what he says.
This place is another dream, penitent one. They believe me a saint worthy of devotions, and the only thing I granted to their prayers was the saltpeter that runs through the stark land and rises through our bodies. The punishment of the miracle for the false idol is to grant them false holiness. Do not try to obtain my name, for it is also covered in salt. Bring me anything that can be blessed, so you might crush this fate of mine and let me cross to the other side of this false dream.
So, I did a little research on saltpeter, and it deals with nitrates, nitrites, and sodium. It's something that's, like he said, that's in the land and inside of the human body. Salt, as we know, is something. It's a substance that we use for different things. We use it to somewhat purify, or what they say is to cure meats. So if you have a meat and you want it to be cured, or you want it to be preserved over time, and as you heard him say, don't worry about my name. My name has been buried in salt. Basically, his name has been cleared. You know, who he is has been cleared, or his name is pure or cured, as they say, because I mean the whole term saying that his name has been buried in salt. Again, it's like poetic speaking, old English or whatever, if you will. Which is very nice. I like that touch in games like this. But basically, I was trying to make sense of why these people are so doomed, that they he gave them, they have faith in someone or something, and the miracle came about, which is, I guess, him, and the salt. He's in the salt, which is like I guess nitrate or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, as you can see, people in land, they're dying. They had a false hope for something that they thought would help them, and it didn't help them, I guess. And that salt I guess they must have tried to take care of their meats the same way, or maybe they were worshiping a god or someone who was taking care of them in a certain way, and that might have made them sick. I think one of the secrets to the game, to the story, would be really following the lores. If you're watching this right now, I tend to go deep into games story as I move through with them, because you know they tell a story. It's like a book, and you're playing one of the characters in it. So let's just take a close look real quick. So I'm about to give him this cloth because this is what he's gonna deal with the corruption on it, and then you're gonna see what it turns into. He basically purifies it. Now, the only thing that is capable of again purification is that level of salt. That you know it cures the meat, it cures whatever the situation is in it, because it kills the bacteria. Well, it doesn't really necessarily kill the bacteria in the meat. What it does is that it absorbs the water, and you know where there's water there's life. So therefore bacteria cannot live, they cannot thrive without water. So they are at a standstill, which is kind of what has happened to all these people around here. There is no water. There is no water. You know, it's just all white. It's dead. Where there's no water, there's no life. You know, so, you know, I'm slowly just breaking down the lores and everything as I go along, so that way I can get the bits and pieces of the story and not just be a game that I'm just going to run through. This is going to be something that we are going to enjoy together. Okay? So, you pick up pieces of people who are in the town, piece by piece, and read their their body part kind of story, which is collected. Feared by its countrymen, Persian attacked routes without distinction between rich or poor, and always alone. The day he dragged himself to Alburo on the brink of death, no one took pity on him. Therefore, he probably just died in an abandoned area. Like, now you're not going to get any treatment, so you're just going to die for your heinous acts, which is, you know, that. So, and that was a piece of the Chaldean, and now Calcanium, which is, these are real body parts of the human anatomy. Metacrupus of Hodgins, the blacksmith. Brendan Hodgins forged some of Custodian's most beautiful weapons, wielded by the anointed legion themselves. Destiny wanted it to be one of his weapons that killed him. Moving on. Scapula of Carlos, the executioner. His hatred for people was as great as his love for animals. When he was ordered to execute a dog that had bitten a bishop, Carlos refused for the first and last time. Oh man. So that means he got his, you know. But I mean, he had no, you know, his hatred for people was as great of his love for animals, and then he wanted to spare the animal, and of course, I guess he was not, he wasn't spared either, because it's like, you know what your job is, and you had no problem doing it until you had to kill something that you loved. So, you know, you put all that hate towards a certain thing, and then boom, look at what happens. You know, kind of bounces back onto you. Vertebra of Linquist, or Lunquist, the forger. So he's a forger. Wherever a bell rings in Custodia, its sound owes its existence to Linquist. This forger never saw the bizarre magnum opus called Hundo completed. Okay, so this is the vertebrae of John, the gambler. Known for his gambling skills, many believe that John von Gammeren, whatever the hell you say his name, fate was guided by the high wills. The day his luck ran out, so did his life. Ugh. So he was killed in a bet, I bet you. More or less. Anyway, that doesn't tell us much about what the whole situation here, but we're going to learn as we move through the game. So, Do you want to give the linen cloth to this man so that he can deal with it? And I say no. The only reason why I said no is because I want to take it to a different place and see if it will have an impact in another place. Like, there's something to offer to a certain thing. Now, obviously, he could have purified that cloth, but maybe, just maybe, it has a bigger significance elsewhere, and we're about to find out. Now, I have nothing to offer these guys.
In this place, we gather the remains of those who were separated and forgotten, so we can grant them holy burial, as our charitable rule prescribeth. Help us these poor souls, O penitent one in silence. The order blesses you.
Okay, so this church deals with people who've had a death, and in their death, okay, so this is phalanx of Brennan. Okay, who is he? Oh, he did. Brennan Joshua Mills dug the graves of hundreds throughout his life, whether friend, family, or foe. But when the chaos arose, there was no one left to return the favor. That's horrible. So nobody buried him. That sucks. So here's a very wasteland, and I don't want to go too far in this part of the game because our friend, the old man, will be passing through these parts very soon, and we'll be meeting him at a certain point where he's going to need to get across, but he can't because we need to be able to let the bridge down. So, kind of just running through here real quick. And I'm supposed to be going back to, ooh, look at this goddamn stone. So that way he can actually get through. But I'm not gonna break that part down. I don't want to beat that part before I can actually pass, and I already did that before, just going in there and releasing him from there. Killing that guy releases the bridge, and then that old man probably won't be at that point because he'll think that other people or someone else is giving him his blessings. It'll be me that's helping him get through, and he needs to know that it's me that's helping him, you know? So, and you know, I'm not, you know, because the thing is that they believe in false gods or in false things, so they are being handled in here. Guys, hold on a second. I'm looking for the remote because it is kind of loud, and I want to be able to talk to you guys. And we're both gonna play this game together. We're gonna work our way through this game. So, hold on. Well, author of the sailor. So go over here. He spent his whole life looking after a mysterious totem. This evidence would prove the existence of an impossible castle built under the sea, protected by its insistent waves. Okay. Don't help me out. What bit do you, buddy? Information is whack. Okay, so go here. kind of just chopping heads, homie. But it's a good thing because at least I'm not releasing that bridge yet. I'm definitely not doing that yet. And I also think that breaking that over there might end up giving him another shortcut to get through all this stuff. But he needs to know that it's basically me that's doing everything, because he's not going to be able to reach that ladder up there, you know. So right, boom, got another baby Jesus. Right? And he'll be able to get through all of those parts because I opened up the gates for him. You know? I made it easy. See, he ain't gonna be able to get up there. That's a fact. Going through that part can be oh so hurtful, because you know, so the olive trees wither. It's like, at least if I'm here, yeah, I may have to defeat all those things again, but fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Okay, inventory. So now we can equip this. Okay. And I still got the linen cloth, which I haven't given to him because I was supposed to go down. I would think I was supposed to go up, and I don't know if that guy is supposed to make it up into this upper region. I don't know how he would even make it to that point anyway, to be honest. Here's a tree with somebody's laying next to it. This same type of tree needs something, and I think it's the ember that burns. At least I don't know. See, now, I was holding up the whole time. The whole time I was holding up. And as you can see, I got dealt with. That's one of the things about the game I was trying to say before, that I didn't like. Was that whenever you play this game, when it comes to the ladder aspect, you literally have to hold up from the time that you jump off and onto other things, and I do, and other times it just does not seem to. Okay, so this is the heart of whatever, which means I got another one. This is the core sword, can be inserted into the boost maxus or whatever. Okay, legend of whatever. This says the stones are covered with petals. There was once a young woman who, tortured a deep feeling of guilt, struck her chest with the figure of our Father, asking him to be punished. The miracle manifested itself in the figure of the Father, emerging from her a wide, long edge, a great rooted sword, which pierced his guilted heart, to later transform his body into stone. That sword was called Neocopus, an allusion to the last words, to the last words of the young woman. Okay, so that's what that is about. And then let's try this one. It says, the works of the grace and the sorrowful miracles, second verse. The winds blew strong through the fracture of the cathedral that the great tree had originated, lifting the ash, creating dense gray clouds, hiding the whole mother church, and drowning her in the deep darkness of lead. The ground began to tremble when a terrible cry was heard from the depths of the mountain of ash, and that cry was joined by more and more guttering screams, animal roars, monsters, and one was which was heard above all, the screaming of an old man, which resounded gravely as out of the throat of a giant. Okay. Okay. And that's all death, because that's all those clouds are for. To let you know, nigga, you come around here, surely you gonna die. Okay. So you really gotta press that so that way you can go there. Now, I could go around in a circle and come back down. And then go back down. Defeat those things. Yeah, let's do that in a spiral. Because where would the guy's next step be? In the tundra? What am I releasing up there? You can't climb all of that. Let's see. I'm just wondering, because if I continue to go down and break the bells, then I will go deeper, and then it'll come to a certain point where I can't go any further anyway. Anyway, okay. So, radius of Helzer. I don't know what that is, so let's read it. It says the work of the poet John Clark Helzer had a sadly posthumous success, especially his poem To the Red Leaf. The poem was found next to his corpse, severed by a fallen tree. Ugh. The arrows that they popped him with. I can't fulfill his wishes yet. If I talk to him, then I got the thing, and then I'd have to come back. And then upon coming back, wait, would I be able to come down the same way? I don't know. I think I can. Like take the shortcut, the shortest route. Trying to find the easiest way to go about doing this, people. Got to bring something to this man. Obviously, you see it's kind of weird. It's a face stuck out of his body. It's like attached to the thing, but it's like the part that is hardened already, or at least what still has blood, like right here in the kneecap, and over here is bleeding, over there is bleeding, and then down there on the floor. Gotta be careful swinging at certain things, you might actually hit it. Half the face is still sticking out of the tree, and I don't want to take that from it first. I don't want to take what it has to give me. I want to see what would happen if I don't talk to it yet, because then begins the storyline for it, and I don't want to start that yet. Oh, I thought I had did my job. No, these things hanging on there. Alright, so let's travel in here for a second. Let's pick this up for now. And it's an incense garlic. Alright, this is just another relic for the church, just like this is. bulbs given to for whatever smell, and it actually helped them heal the people of certain elements. I'll be reading that in a minute. So I want to go over there, but I know there's no point in me even trying. So let's just try to go around as much as we can. I already got my 5,000 on deck. So that's a... Right. Another one comes. Yeah, let me whip you a little bit more, homie. Since you want to do penance. Oh, hey now. Hey, now, wait a minute now. Oof. You guys are going a distance, huh? Dirtbags. Trying to hurt me. See, now, this is calling for death. And if I go out there right now and stuff and start effing around, I might die here. And I can't afford to die at this point of the game. It took away my flasks, which means I have to traverse the land. See, here's the windy areas where I get to go all the way up there to face that master, but you know. So, alright, so now I save it this way, right? And so I don't feel like, I mean, I get more souls the more I use this thing. It's giving me inserted, increases the tiers of atonement reaped, but prevents the use of my flasks. Now, sometimes you need bio flasks to get from A to B. You know, other times you don't, but it makes it easier, especially for what I'm doing. Boost blocking, blah blah blah. And of course there's this other stuff, but I'm not even trying to use any of that right now. Also, I can do this, but I got my 5,000, so there's gonna come a time and a point where I'm gonna have to get that key. And I believe this is, yep, this is the merchant. So there's this, I have to take with me down. This allows me to get certain things. This
is a precious treasure to me. Its value goes far beyond what I asked for it.
Mm-hmm. That's what you say. That's what you say.
And may I don mourning black if I'm trying to deceive you?
Don't care. I got things I need to do. So, it says ember crystallized through a long forgotten ritual. It retains some of the heat of a bonfire lit on a different land. Tempers the heart, increases the defense of whoever carries it. So, I mean, it's just good having something that gives you more defense, and then I can start worrying about other things. Defense is good. Defense is good. You know, I just wanted to get the expensive stuff out of the way. So, So, yeah, why not?
Let us be captives of the miracle, penitent one.
No.
Do not be surprised to find this merchant here. This ancient occupation requires me to be wherever I can obtain rewarding benefits. call me Candelaria. For what I sell would make your eyes light up like the high bonfires. I will not ask you for any money whatsoever. Those forbidden tears you shed would be more than enough for me. Go ahead, cast your darkened eyes over these valuable treasures. Let us be captain.
No.
What
Alright,
I am offering you here is as lustrous as the first star of the night. And may my eyes be blinded if I'm lying.
800. Okay, so 800.
What I am offering you here, and may my eyes be...
Okay, so eyeball belonging to subscribe to the truth of so many. Its stone is reveals the vital essences of elements, right? So I don't have enough of that. So, old lady. What? I could go up higher, but I'm not going to. Now this is for electricity, I believe. Lightning attack. Remove that, and we'll have more defense. So I'll take less damage from these things that hurt me. Okay, now pick this up. Of course, it's a bead, and I don't need to use that bead right now. So I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna save it, take a break, and then we'll come back to it. But before I do that, we'll just go ahead and do that. Now we got 7. Baby Jesus. Alright. So here.
In this place, we gather the remains of those who were separated and forgotten, so we can grant them holy burial, as our charitable rule prescribeth. Help us these poor souls, O penitent.
Thank you. Now, I could have went back to the tree, which I do. Like, I want to go back to the tree and see if I can offer it something. But I think see if I can give it the banquet thyme. It's stupid because it's made to heal, and that's made to heal. And it says a useless rag that seems to slightly vibrate at times. I mean, he purified the cloth itself, so I don't necessarily think that it's necessary to do that right now. The work of a poet, poem to the red leaf. Poems found next to his corpse, severed by a fallen tree. I could give him something, like I could give the tree, but I don't know if the tree. I think certain people are supposed to receive certain things in this game, and I'm just being extra, which is not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Technically, because I'm trying my best to get from A to B. I do believe that point is right here. Now, I could teleport here and go through that right there, or I can go down, come through here, and then go straight to where it's at. It seems as if this point to that point is so much faster than going all the way around. Or It's simply just like that if it is yeah, I could use the souls first still. Put those body parts away that I found. Oh, it hurt me on the way down. Anything can happen. Just don't feel it's not safe. Yay. Oh, no. Now, if I can't sacrifice anything to this kid with what I got, then I know. Like, these aren't the things that go to it. No available offerings. But I do have an idea of what might. It's hot, so, fuck. I think. I can go back. That's the beauty about that. Now, if I was to go back to the beginning of the game, what would I get out of going back to the beginning? I would have the key to open up the Brotherhood, right? I could go down further and break that bell, right? But I still don't have all the pieces to deal with that. So really, I think my first mission is getting that old man to where he needs to go. But, I mean, getting my ass back to Alberto, whatever that is. Here's where I increase my beads for my thing at. Save point, Alberto. There's a place where I can actually go to get my stuff taken care of. And because they tell you to do that part last, but I don't know if it's necessary for me to even do it really last. I want to collect everything as I go along. But I think if I do the upper area and collect what I need to collect, and then I go to the other areas without giving him the ability to go through those areas, that I could possibly make it. Going through there first. I mean, I'd rather get the key first and then go back through there where that door was, then release him, because right now he's in the church. Let's go to save point. Shit, homie. Done for. Collecting a lot of souls as I go along. Tortured souls. Shouldn't be tortured. Let them rest. Alright, so this part is practically locked. Can't heal unless I actually stop at a place. 600 and something. It's the place I'm supposed to drop off these bones to. Okay, so dropped off some bones, scone bones, scony bone. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is kind of just move past this whole thing. So let's give it, right?
Merciful be, penitent one. With your contribution, the work of this brotherhood carries on.
Carries on. Oh, it carries on. Alright. Oh, I got the money. More of this.
Merciful be, penitent one. With
your contribution, the work of this brotherhood carries on. He gave me more, basically more tears, or more money.
Time outside, but if you're penitent, sorrow.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so we know that those things, those items I can't give to anybody particular. I'm still holding on to the thorn, right? Brother Abbott, I know that I have been inscribed in this Abbott since I was but a wee child. I've written about our church, our saints, and our miracles of the greatest pain. I must inform you that I have made the decision to leave. Although I intend to continue writing in these walls, I cannot be a true witness of the works of the miracle. I need to appreciate with my own eyes your holy works. I will be a teller of the miracle wherever it takes me. Sand under my bare feet. Okay. Okay. So that's how I'm able to accumulate tiers of the whatever. Okay. I guess it's time. I kind of wanted to go up first, the lady, and then come back around and do that. But I think this point would be best if I just went in there and kind of just gave him the cloth, so that way I'll have something to add to my collection.
Behold the linen cloth that soaks the sweat of fevers, of thoughts, of dreamt sins.
Okay.
A tool that obtains secret and forbidden confessions, even from those who already departed to the other side of the dream.
Of the dream. Okay. Other side of the dream. The way they talk.
In the name of the High
In
Wills,
the name.
I bless this relic. Watch over it, for it is now pure and sacred.
Of course, because that's what salt does to meat. Purifies it, or cures it of whatever bacteria. Sacred. Meat ain't sacred. Now I can equip that. Some relic. Here we go. Alright, I guess you don't deal with beads, do you?
Bring me anything that can be blessed, so you might crush this fate of mine and let me cross to the other side of this false dream.
This false dream. Okay, I got you. Like a white Bill Cosby. Alright, so let me see now. I think this bead just has something to do with simple bead void. Never been soiled by whatever fingers. I have some few if you don't know reveal it. There's a monk who had stopped. Covered with white stone. Comes from the darkest floor, concentrated by virgin brilliance. What could be purer than this for your rosary, brother? I feel like I need to keep it equipped there. So it could be pure, so I can have my pure shit. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop and conclude this video now. Check out part 2 in a little bit. I'm gonna continue to run around and do things in a certain sequence to see if I can actually go through this game in a proper way, so that way I can continue to unlock certain things first before moving forward in the game. So by the time I get to the end, I pretty much did everything the way it needed to be done, and I'm not using any YouTube videos for it. I'm kind of just winging it on my own, and yeah, let's see if we can just figure out this journey together. See if we can do stuff. You know, if you happen to watch this video and you have any comments, please comment and tell me, you know, if you got any hints, pointers on how to go about moving through the game. All that's appreciated. You know, just don't be you know, don't blow it all up, meaning don't give me everything. Don't tell me what's gonna happen next. Don't tell me whatever. Just say, you know, go through this path first, you know, for, you know, to get this, so that way you don't miss it, you know, kind of thing. And let me know I'm not gonna be messing up the storyline. Like, I'm trying to get everything as I go along. Alright, so be safe out there. I'll be back in a little bit to go back live, and you can check this video out as I continue to move through it all the way to the end. Alright,